Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
Today we're getting a little adventurous in the kitchen. I'm thinking burgers, but not just any burgers.
Right, we're talking burgers with a twist.
Exactly. We're talking about those gourmet burgers that have that one secret ingredient that just makes them so unique.
The kind of ingredient that leaves you thinking, how did they come up with that?
Exactly. And the inspiration for this deep dive comes from a snippet we found that teases 7 burger recipes that will blow your mind, each with a unique and mysterious addition.
A mystery ingredient in each burger. How cool is that?
Unfortunately, we only have this intro to the list, but that won't stop us from speculating, right?
Of course not. We can still dissect the possibilities. Think about the strategy behind each mystery ingredient.
All right, so let's jump right in. The first one on the list is the Moroccan Mystery Burger. Just the name itself sounds intriguing.
It really does. Moroccan cuisine is all about those bold flavors, the rich spices.
What kind of mystery ingredient could they be using to give it that Moroccan flair?
Well, I'm thinking some kind of spice blend. You know, something like Ras El Hanout.
Ah, Ras El Hanout. That's a classic Moroccan spice blend, right?
Exactly. It has all those warm, earthy notes like cumin, coriander, ginger, turmeric. It's incredibly aromatic.
And it would add so much depth to a burger. I can imagine it now, either mixed right into the patty or maybe even used as a rub before grilling.
You know, I bet they're using it as a rub. That would give the burger a nice crust while infusing it with all those amazing flavors.
Okay, I'm already sold on that one. What's next on the list?
Okay, next up we have the Sunrise Surprise Burger. Now, this one is a bit more cryptic.
Sunrise Surprise. What comes to mind when you hear that?
Well, sunrise makes me think of something bright, fresh, maybe even a little bit fruity.
Fruity on a burger. That's an interesting thought.
Think about it, a mango salsa with some red onion cilantro, a touch of lime juice. That would add a burst of sweetness and acidity to cut through the richness of the patty.
That is a surprise. I never would have thought to put something like that on a burger.
But that's the beauty of these mystery ingredients. They push the boundaries of what we think a burger can be.
Right, I'm starting to see the appeal. What other surprises do we have in store?
Okay, so the next one is the Cheesy Enigma Burger. Now, this one seems a little more straightforward at first glance.
Because every burger needs cheese, right?
Of course, but I don't think they're talking about just your average cheddar here.
Yeah.
The word enigma implies something more unique.
So what kind of cheese are we thinking here?
I'm imagining something with a bolder flavor. Maybe a smoked Gouda or a truffle-infused pecorino. Something that really adds a punch.
Oh man, a truffle-infused pecorino. That sounds incredible.
Or maybe they're even using a blend of cheeses. Imagine a creamy blue cheese swirled with a sharp cheddar. That would create a really complex flavor profile.
My mouth is watering just thinking about it. Okay, we're on a roll here. What's the next mystery burger on our list?
Let's see. The next one is the Umami Enigma Burger. And this one really has me intrigued.
Umami. Now that's a flavor that's hard to describe.
It is. It's that savory, meaty, almost broth-like flavor that you find in things like mushrooms and aged cheeses.
So what could they be adding to a burger to really amp up that umami factor?
Well, I'm thinking they might be incorporating dried porcini mushrooms into the patty. Those are like little umami bombs.
That makes sense. Or maybe they're using a sauce made with something like fish sauce or soy sauce.
That's another great possibility. Those sauces are packed with umami, and they would add a salty, savory depth to the burger.
Okay, I'm really starting to get hungry here. But, you know, as we're going through this list, I'm starting to realize that finding that perfect mystery ingredient is more of an art than a science.
I think you're right. It's all about understanding flavor profiles, knowing what works well together and what creates interesting contrasts.
So how do you even begin to find that perfect ingredient? It feels like a bit of a guessing game.
Well, I think a good place to start is by thinking about what flavors already exist in your base recipe. In this case, a burger. So we had the beefiness of the patty, the sweetness of the bun, the tanginess of any condiments you might add.
Right, and then you look for ingredients that either complement or contrast those flavors.
Exactly, and don't be afraid to experiment. Sometimes the most unexpected combinations turn out to be the most delicious.
Okay, so let's get back to our list. What's the next mystery burger we have to decode?
All right, the next one is the Fiery Fiesta Burger. I think we can all guess what direction this one is going in.
Spicy, for sure.
Definitely. But I don't think it's just about adding heat. It's about capturing that festive spirit, that vibrancy.
So maybe they're using something like a smoky chipotle salsa or a pickled jalapeno relish with a hint of lime.
Now you're getting it. It's about building a flavor profile that takes you straight to a fiesta.
Okay, I'm ready to party. What's next?
Okay, the next one is a bit more unusual. It's called the Forest Floor Fantasy Burger.
Forest Floor Fantasy. Now that sounds intriguing and maybe a little bit scary.
I know, right? It definitely sparks the imagination. When I hear forest floor, I think of earthy flavors, maybe even a hint of bitterness.
So what kind of ingredients could they be using to create that forest floor vibe?
Well, I'm thinking wild mushrooms would be a great addition. They have that earthy aroma and a unique texture, or maybe even roasted chestnuts for a nutty sweetness and a bit of crunch.
I never would have thought of that. That's pretty creative. And what about the last burger on our list?
Okay, the grand finale is the Global Fusion Burger. This one sounds like it's taking us on a culinary journey around the world.
Global fusion. It sounds like they're really pushing the boundaries with this one.
Absolutely. It's about blending different culinary traditions to create something completely new and unexpected.
So give me an example. What kind of fusion are we talking about here?
Well, imagine a patty marinated in a Korean bulgogi sauce, topped with a Vietnamese slaw, and finished with a drizzle of Argentinian chimichurri sauce.
Wow, that's a lot of flavors going on, but it sounds amazing.
Right. It's about finding that perfect balance between different cultures and cuisines.
So to everyone listening out there, we want to hear from you. What's your mystery ingredient going to be? Get creative in the kitchen and see what unexpected flavor combinations you can dream up.
Don't be afraid to experiment. Think outside the bun.
And be sure to let us know about your culinary adventures. Until next time, happy cooking.
Happy cooking!